How is everyone doing today? It is August 11th of 2024 and we have a little bit of a different video. Most of our one-on-one with a plant or vegetable variety is peppers and tomatoes. We do a kind of like a series of taste tests called Pepper Pusher and Tomato Tester, but today we have something a little bit different. We have gotten some squash so far, mostly the straight neck, but we're starting to get some of the crook neck squash in. But this is about cucumbers. Check a look at this. We've already pulled 4 or 5 about this size off of here. This is the Boston Pickling cucumber. Super happy we grew it. We did get this plant from a nursery. I was looking it up just now and it does say it's an heirloom. And they're pickable at 2 or 3 inches for pickling or 5 to 6 inches for slicing. This one's a little bit bigger. We've been letting them get a little bit big so they start to get a tiny bit yellow, which might not be the best on the flavor and stuff. But we're not necessarily, if we want to pickle a bunch of cucumbers, we usually get some from a market or something so we can get enough to do a large amount. Like I was saying, we've already pulled 4 or 5 off of here that were about this size. It is pretty big, but I'm guessing it just tastes like a typical cucumber mostly. We're going to take it inside and give it a try just to kind of open it up and show everybody. We did grow one a long time ago that produced like this and about the same size cucumbers, and that was called the National Pickling cucumber. So I'm not sure what the difference is as far as where they've come from, which ones are heirlooms. I know the Boston Pickling says it's a heirloom, but just really cool. The National Pickling cucumber and the Boston Pickling cucumber now have produced tons and tons for us. We've got the plant is coming up from here. It's weaving all through here and it comes outside of our yard and is running down the fence line. You can see up in the other side there, it might be hard to see on the other side, there's a cucumber over on the neighbor's yard. There's a couple more that are growing up here. Every time we pull one of the large ones, the next one that's kind of getting bigger will all of a sudden have an explosive growth. We are going to pull a second one here because I want to open it up just for the video. Yesterday when we were looking at this, there was 2 big praying mantises on the same cucumber here. But the reason I wanted to open this up is at some point it started to have a little wonky hole in it. And I'm not sure if that's a bug or some sort of growth issue, but I would find it really weird. Usually with a growth issue like this or something, you know what I mean, there's no hole on this side. I think something might have eaten into it. It may still be in there, it may not, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it open as well to take a look at it. So this is the Boston Pickling cucumber. It is August 11th of 2024. Just wanted to show another style of plant besides the pepper or tomato in our yard, and something we're really excited about. We have done really poor the past couple years on cucumbers, and we've been just trying to get them from nurseries just so we can get the best sprouts we can find and from our area that might be able to do well. This year we put the Armenian cucumber here. It's got kind of a small plant inside of there, but it's struggling big time. This one was the Boston Pickling cucumber. Let me take you to the other side of the yard here real quick. This one, not the squash growing over the top of it, that one was a Marketmore. And look at, guys, we got a Marketmore cucumber this year. That's got dirt on it, that's not rot, but it's horrible. And this one right here is one of my favorite cucumbers. It's the lemon cucumber. It's a big round sweet cucumber that you can eat like an apple, skin and all. I'm not quite sure about the skin on the National Pickling. I'm sure that we probably will peel it to eat. It might be a little bit bitter because it was yellowing, but you can see our other 3 cucumber grows are just so far behind and not doing well. I'm not sure if it's a soil situation with these 2 buckets especially, because we've had problems with more than just cucumbers in these. We've also planted loads of beans in here too, and you can't see any of those left, but not quite sure what's going on. I know that if we end up here another season, that these 2 buckets right here will be completely reset. We're going to haul them all out, make sure that there's nothing in them so that we're doing all fresh all over again, and maybe try something else besides cucumbers to see if it's this spot or if it's the soil. But 4 types of cucumbers we grew: lemon cucumber, Marketmore, and Armenian. All of those aren't going to do anything for us this season, but really happy about this one. It grows from down in here all through the plant, and just a really, really cool grow. So the Boston Pickling cucumber, take it inside and talk about it a little bit more. Love you guys, and catch you in a second. All right, so this is the Boston Pickling cucumber. Just in perspective a little bit, it's about the length of my hand. My hands are pretty big. I would say it's, what do you think? 7 inches, 8 inches. So 5 or 6 are supposed to go. Like I was saying, it's getting yellow. We noticed they take a lot of water. Our gourds, our squash, and our cucumbers are all taking a lot of water this season. The more that it continues to get water, like pulling this one off, this one would have exploded, but I want to take a look in this one right here. But just in perspective, I think my very favorite cucumber of all is probably the dragon egg cucumber, and I think my second is one called the Parisian. A lot of people call it the Persian, but it's Parisian. It means like Paris, I-A-N. I think that's how it's spelt, is like a person from Paris, kind of. I'm not quite sure about that. You should always research the things that I say, but there's one called that too that we've used for pickling, and that we had some friends that grew, that is my second favorite. And my third favorite would either be the lemon cucumber, the national pickling cucumber, or possibly this one. So it's really hard to even put cucumbers in my third. Like I was saying, because we grow in containers, it's so much easier to grow tomatoes and peppers that I know tons and tons of things about lots of varieties of peppers and tomatoes. When it comes to cucumbers, I'm not that fluent with them. But this one right here, I got the peeler out. I'm not sure if I'm going to peel it. Some cucumbers are considered sweet, and some are more considered just regular pickling cucumbers. A lot of times the regular cucumbers can have a little bit of a harder shell. The sweet cucumbers, like a dragon egg or a lemon cucumber, they actually are ones that you can just eat, shell and all. The shells ain't too bad. So I'm not quite sure how the shell will be on this one, but I'll go ahead and cut it open. I was also wondering how many people do this with their cucumbers to get rid of the bitter. I don't know if it helps or not. It's something that I was always told as a kid. It's where you take the cucumber end and you do this to try to pull bitterness out. And I don't know how well it works to remove the bitterness from it, but you see all that white foam stuff? If you taste that, that stuff is extremely bitter. So it is coming out of there somehow, or it's either creating it maybe with the friction. So I'm not quite sure. I was just kind of curious on how many people might have heard that, and if anybody knows if it's just a rumor or if it's a reality. It smells really, really good. All vegetables from the store compared to the yard are light years difference from each other. Yeah, the high amount of seeds is mostly because of letting it grow for too long, kind of. The shell don't feel too tough. The shell ain't too tough, but it is something that I would want to peel off in eating it normally if I'm eating it like a snack. Otherwise, that would be a big pickle. This might be a little bit too big. I want to cut this open right here. We had a pepper out there this year called the blot pepper, and it had a worm or a bug eaten to the side of it. You can usually tell if it's a pest or if it's something natural, like maybe it hit a stick or something, or maybe it just got end rot on the tomato or a pepper kind of thing. You can usually tell if it's some sort of issue or if it's a bug, because the hole doesn't seal. It's something to do with the bug's saliva or something when they eat into fruit or vegetable or something else like that. The hole doesn't seal very easily. So like if I was to get like the blot pepper, we did have a worm or something eat into the side of the pepper. It was a sweet pepper, and so I'm not quite sure what bug it is. We did see a couple tiny worms inside of the pepper when we opened it up, but this right here I'm thinking might be a bug, just because of the fact that the hole hasn't sealed and it's kind of created a cavity. Usually it would fill itself in. Huh. It might be natural. I'm not quite sure. So seeing that it only comes down a little bit, this is all like right here, completely usable. All right, so I'll let Angel give this a try real quick. Uh oh, I gave out your real name.
I'm pretty sure people already knew. Doesn't have that bitter flavor.
Mm-mm. I thought it would have a lot more of it, and I don't think I really pulled that much off.
It is good and refreshing and crisp.
So, and like I was saying, out of the 4 pots that we grew cucumbers in, and we've had cucumber problems the past several years, this one right here has really shined out. It didn't really matter like it did with all the others, even the Armenian cucumber next to it. It just, once it got its legs, it was able to get hold, and it's climbing down our fence and the neighbor's fence. And so it's hard to explain. It's just a cucumber. It's weird. It's like almost like something you buy from the store. You can definitely taste that it's a yard cucumber in comparison to store one. Stores are a lot more watery. This one tastes a lot more strength in the cucumber flavor. But it's really good. We like pickling with them. I'm not.
Yeah, I like making spicy pickles or even just regular dill pickles. Kiddo loves those.
Yeah, so those make pretty good. This one right here, we would have to slice up into making them like that. But
Yeah.
I'm a really good cucumber. Um, I don't know what else to say about it really. Like I was saying, Dragon Egg's my favorite. Parisian is my second, and this one, the National Pickling. Which would you choose out of this one and the National?
They're both very similar. I think I like either one actually.
And the way it feels right now, our weather's kind of taking a little bit of a better turn for us. It's sitting around 85, 90 degrees for the past couple days and should be that way for about a week. A little bit of humidity in the air and stuff like that, which is really, really helping it out. Where this one is producing right now, by the end of this season, it will have outdone the National Pickling. The National Pickling was producing for us about the same time and doing the same stuff, but the National Pickling, it just kind of seemed to be this like slow press. This one right here, every time we pull them off, we're pulling another one, pulling another one, pulling another one. It might have been, like I always want to mention too in every video, that it's always our grow. This is not indicative of what you can do like at all. Everything that we do is so crowded. It's hard to take care of that much when we're so busy all the time that some stuff just doesn't get the proper care. It could be the 4 cucumber issue that I'm having on the back fence could be 100% my fault. I could be not putting them in a good spot. I may need to change the soil out. I may not give them the proper fertilization. A lot of things get ran into a system that's meant for peppers and tomatoes, and so sometimes we have failures that I want to say is our fault. You know what I mean? This cucumber right here, if you like growing cucumbers, this one's a really, really productive one. It's hard to say whether this one or the National Pickling's better than that, but both of them would make excellent pickles. And even if you leave them on the vine a little bit longer, this one doesn't really have a bitter taste to it. So, um, really good stuff. So, big chunk of food there. Angel wants to get them off when they're younger and they're ready to go. I tend to want to like see how big I can grow one before I take it off there. So I tend to go a little too far. Angel tends to get them off a little too early, I think. But we love growing things. We love seeing unique things. It's a really unique thing to have in the yard is finally to have cucumbers once again after a couple of seasons of putting them out there but not doing anything. This is the Boston pickling cucumber, most comparable to the National pickling cucumber, and a really, really great type, a really productive type. So we were really happy with the way that this one fought in our yard and is starting to produce really big now. Like I was saying, our neighbor don't like vegetables, so they let us use their fence though, especially on our tomato wall on that side. And we get to keep all the tomatoes that usually grow over there too if we want. But they do like cucumbers, and so we're trying to shoot this vine down their yard. There's already 1 or 2 that are growing in their yard from running down the vine, but the Boston pickling cucumber, August 11th of 2024. I probably won't do a after video on our scraggly plant, but wanted to tell you guys hi, we love you, and show you what was going on. So not sure what's going on there, but really, really excited. There's about 4 or 5 out there more, and 1 or 2 of those are going to take off by tomorrow. It'll be bigger than these ones. So love you guys. Catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Here is a few more Angel had in the fridge from a couple days ago that I forgot about. We're putting them in water just to kind of crisp them back up. They're not really soft. They're just, you can tell that they're a couple days, but put them in water like this for maybe an hour, half hour, something like that, and it'll kind of get them back. Maybe not snap them back to exactly form again, but pretty close. So, love you guys again. You gonna take a bite? No, garbage.
Those are the
Yeah,
skins.
peel the shell off if you're eating it as a snack.
Yeah.